Welcome to another episode of Technically Speaking. It's been a while since I've done an episode. I'm with my co-host, my partner, Dominica.
Hi.
You've seen her.
Hi, everyone.
You've seen her before. You've heard her voice
You see my
before.
face popping about.
But there isn't enough space on the camera for the two of us. So I'm going to now share my screen. Bear with me a second, guys. And we're going to get into today's episode of Technically Speaking. But before I do that, I kind of need to do a little bit of a disclaimer. So all of our content is for education, information, and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy, sell, hold any assets, or place any trades. Please do your own research. Our content is intended and should only be used for informational use. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment, which should be based on your own individual circumstances. You should always take independent professional advice from a professional advisor. I am not a professional financial advisor. Dominica, are you a professional financial advisor?
Definitely not.
So independently verify and research all and any information you may find on our show that you wish to rely upon, whether you wish to make an investment decision or otherwise. All investments do come with risks, so please do your own research. We are not financial advisors, do not intend to be perceived or received as financial advisors. However, we are working in collaboration with several accredited advisors. So if you're unable to mitigate your risk, then please contact us immediately so we can refer you to an accredited financial advisor. Okay, so let's get into the charts. So what we're going to do first is we're going to just look at the general market, and then we're going to spend the majority of this episode going over the watch list that I've just created. And this watch list is mainly made up of cryptos. So overall, as you know, I like to start on the monthly time frame just to get a bit of an understanding of the gist of what's happening overall in the big macro market. And we are on the wrong thing. So what I want to start off on is on Bitcoin. So here that's a very messy Bitcoin chart. Let's ignore that one. Let's go with this one. Okay, cool.
So realize on the Bitcoin chart.
No, that was when I was trading it on the hourly. So that was why. So as we can see here, there was a really nice support here that we bounced up off. And this is now becoming the new resistance just here. So we can see we've topped out here and we're now curving down ever so slightly. 200 moving average isn't there because it's so big. Yeah, it was slap bang in the middle of the Bollinger Bands. And then when we decrease that to go to the weekly, we can see we're just over the 200 weekly moving average, which is a majorly bullish sign. And we've attempted to drop through it several times and it hasn't done that. So for me, this is an absolutely bullish sign, suggesting to me that Bitcoin is due to carry on moving upwards.
There's still a little bit of space to go, but not a lot.
Yeah, not a lot. Let me just put in a up arrow here.
So I mean, based on the chart, you're not really expecting crazy gains at the moment.
Yeah, not crazy gains, but we are above the 200-week moving average, which is a very, very, very bullish sign, and indicates that area here of 15K was the bottom, and now we're off to the races in an upwards direction. The same thing with the daily. We can see here that we crossed over the daily. We ticked the daily again at the 18K mark. This should have been a real indication here after this retest that the bottom was in, and that would have been a good time to start accumulating Bitcoin. In fact, when you look at it, it looks like this whole area here has been an accumulation zone. Let's just draw the little box that we like to do that signifies this.
Just bouncing off the box.
You can just see
the channel.
This incredible little box here that's been building up. So that to me suggests that that's been a bullish accumulation zone. The whales that have been buying. Now to get rid of what they've been buying, they normally pump the price up, and then that's when everyone becomes the exit liquidity. So yeah, I'm pretty optimistic on Bitcoin. And if you're optimistic on Bitcoin, it normally means that the rest of the market does tend to follow. Now, talking of the rest of the market, let's just quickly have a look at the S&P and gold. So we'll start with the SPX. So when we look at the SPX, again, starting on the monthly.
The crypto market tends to follow, not all of them.
Yeah. The crypto market tends to follow. So when we look at the SPX, this has been in a downtrend for a while. As you can see, it kind of turned around in December. and we had a bit of a support line there. You can see I was attempting to short the market just in case it did turn around at this resistance, but it didn't do that. It's done a breakout instead. When we look at this on a weekly, we can see there was a double top here. There was a clear resistance for ages, and now we've got that breakout. Now that we've got that breakout, I don't expect it to come back down from there. And again, we are above the 200 weekly moving average. So that is a very, very bullish sign for the markets. And we've been above for a good while. So I would expect
that's good.
the just the general markets to stay where they are, because we can see we spent all this time underneath. We had a bit of a cup and handle here, as you can see. And now, boom, from here, bullish is what I'm expecting. So ignore this short, actually. I'm not expecting that to happen now. I'm expecting this to move on up and then have trouble at each one of these zones here. So just here. Oh,
might stumble a bit.
Yeah, just here, and then again at the all-time high.
That's an all-time high up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was October 2022. So that's what I'm expecting overall on that. Let's have a look at gold quickly. Because last time I looked at gold, I saw something that, yeah, gold's been tearing. However, I did see something recently that made me think maybe, I haven't said this publicly anywhere, but I'm going to say it on this episode right now, that maybe gold might come down to these levels here.
I mean, it literally did a triple top there. Like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. So,
and it's been quite high for
ages. Yeah. So if it came down, that would be a 20% move on gold, which is several trillion leaving gold. But yeah, the reason why though is look how up it is since 2000. People have clearly taken their profit.
The last 3 years, 3.5 years, it's been amazing for gold.
Yeah, so I'm expecting it to come back down and hit this moving average.
So is that because people trust the like old-fashioned commodity markets when the times are tough?
Yeah, and times have been tough for a long while.
So this basically just shows kind of human psychology.
Yeah, but I think the thing where it changes it is AI. I think AI might disrupt the value of gold. So that would be a 30% down drop if it was to come to the moving average. Okay, so now let's get into the cryptos on the watch list. So the main ones on the watch list, stocks wise, Amazon, mainly because they've got their no code feature with Avalanche, which is going to be very, very interesting to see what happens with that. People being able to build smart contracts without the code. Nvidia.
Well, it's kind of like, on the monthly it was doing that. Amazon.
Yeah. Let's go back to that.
Yeah, that's good.
Bullish. We've moved that to the weekly. It does look like it could have a slight pullback here. But then after that, I'm expecting it to remain bullish because we're nowhere near the all-time high on this.
On this, no.
Nowhere near.
Amazon's got room to go.
Well done to anyone that caught it all the way down here. But yeah, this has got room to go.
That would have been a good trade. That again was like very good support.
So, and however, it is underneath the 200-week moving average. And I think once it does pop up above that, above around 132, that's when it's going to get crazy bullish. And again, Amazon fundamentally are absolutely destroying it in the robotics space. So I don't think they've got any competition there. Good old Nvidia.
We did so good with this Nvidia.
Yeah, this is probably one of our best investments since 2020. We've been in this.
No, I got into Nvidia around here.
You got in there, but our portfolio, we've been in it since 2020.
Yeah, true.
So been some good gains. And again, just so you can see what kind of gains that would be if you long-term invested as well as traded since 2020. Let's just go to March 2020, just after the COVID drop. You'd be up now 839%.
Wow.
So, and that's on a stock. So, and that's in a 2-year window, guys, 2-3 year window. And this is why long-term investing can beat trading. There's not many traders that have got 800% in the last 3 years. So, this is why I say to focus on it. Then Google, again, heavily involved in
So
AI.
all the tech stocks have been doing amazing.
Yeah, Netflix has done an incredible recovery.
Well, Netflix look at that drop though. It's bound to do it.
Yeah, bound to. But now it's got stopped out of this 200 moving average. The overall gain on Netflix would have been 132%. Well done, anyone that got that. So there's your portfolio currently done. But let's go and look at our watch list. So watch list, JD.com. So this is a Chinese e-commerce company that I'm watching at the moment, just because I think the Chinese markets have been down for so long. I just don't see how they're going to. I think it's just about time for them to turn around. And then if we look at Coinbase, that's another one that I'm looking at.
This was such a big IPO in the lockdown.
Yeah.
When it came out.
It was inevitable to go down.
Yeah.
So it's been under this 200 moving average, just been toying with it for a while. As you can see, it's just popped up above it again now. Am I that confident on it to make moves now? No, I think this will be a Christmas darling. I reckon it won't really do much now, but by Christmas, I reckon we'll be up at these all-time highs again. So then let's go to some of these cryptos. So we've got cryptos like Golem, which has got this amazing support line building up on it, as you can see here. Golem Network is one of the deep-in projects. Let me see if it gives me the information.
Oh, it's a sell.
Golem Network. Building ambitious software solutions that will shape the technological landscape of future generations by accessing computer resources across the platform. So I think it's cross computer resources. So basically you can use the processing power of someone else's computer to do your work.
Oh, nice.
Which is
definitely needed.
Definitely needed. And I think with AI, I think this is a key one to watch.
Yeah. Well, this would speed up technology so much.
Yeah. So very key one.
So you can basically rent out your computing power.
Yeah. To somebody else. And again.
So if you build like a mad computer, like these Bitcoin miners.
Yeah.
And you don't want to mine the coins anymore, you can rent out the computing power.
Yeah.
To someone that's
knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Now it's very unlikely it's going to get back up to this all-time high. Probably more likely here around 160%.
Wow. That was a bit of a dump.
Yeah, it's a bit of a dump it's had.
When was that? When was that?
That was straight from IPO. That was March 2022. So about a year ago.
Oh, wow.
So it's just dumped since then. But again, I like this project. I like the TA at this moment in time. Then Lit, again, this is showing all buying signals at the moment, apart from it's just under this 200 moving average. You got a really nice support here again. So again, I'm expecting once we crack over this 200 moving average at 0.58, that is where I'd expect to at least get up to here to 1.720, or at least here at 1.235. So that would be a 37% gain and a 84% gain is what I'd be expecting on that. And again, how far is it from all-time high? Pretty far. All-time high is $18. So that's at least what?
Well, a lot of these cryptos, well, pretty much every single crypto right now is miles away from its all-time high.
Yeah.
Any crypto that's been around longer than a year and a half.
Yeah, miles away. So then we've got Kudos Network. This is just a project that, based on the fundamentals and talking to the founders, I'm a big believer in. TA is not doing so good right now, so I'll avoid that one. Akash Network. So this is maybe one of the early movers. We can see this is doing a similar shape. You can't see as much with the gaps. When we remove the gaps, hopefully with that, you can see here's a clear resistance line here.
Yeah.
Super clear. Now it's just peaked a little bit over it. Now if it pops over it all together, that's when I think some interesting stuff can happen. And this is up at 6.3. And again, this is one of these deep in projects. So again, it's already over the 200 moving average. This is why this has caught my attention. The RSI has come back down again now. So I think maybe just watch that one. That's why it's on that. Energy Web, we did an episode on this. Again, just based on this behavior here that we can see, we've got the support line here. We've got the first spike here. It's cooled down a little bit. So now I'm expecting it to bounce up and then crack out of that 200 moving average. Is what I'm expecting with Energy Web. How far are we off the all-time high on Energy Web? You guessed it, we're pretty far away from it. $48, and it's now at $2. And again, when you go to the weekly, the RSI is actually really low. So this is where I think Energy Web is one of my strongest contenders. For some gains. We've got Kenshi. I'm not going to do that one. OXT, Orchid. This one we did an episode on
ages ago.
Like almost 2 years ago, we did an episode on this one. So look out for this. Really nice support. Same rules apply. You're going to probably see the same kind of pattern on a lot of these now. This purple line is where our algorithm is detecting that it should get up to. If that happens, we don't know. But again, I'm just waiting for it to get past the 200 moving average at 0.08. And then from there, that's probably when I'll buy in. I'm not planning on buying in on any of these until they've cleared the 200 moving average, just to play it safe with my strategy. Again, on this boring Dow, just the way that this 200 moving average is curved, but yet, again, it's curved, but look at this support line that's here.
Yeah, that's a strong one.
Very clear support line.
1, 2, 3, at least 4 touches on that support line. 5.
Yeah. And then if you look at how far that all-time high is from where it is right now, and I think this one, because the 200 moving average is here, it's a really nice one for 4,326%.
Wow.
Total gain, so back to all-time high. So boring is one to look at. It could be very much not boring. Then Genie, same kind of pattern. Sia coin. So Sia, if you know me and you've been following us, you know I'm a huge fan of Sia. We've been talking about this for 3 years. We've been talking about this one.
Sia's definitely had its ups and downs.
Yep, definitely had its ups and downs. But again, when you look at it, RSI is crazily low and there's a nice support, and it looks like it's just about to tweak over this 200-day moving average. So this one, literally, if it pops over tomorrow, I'm going to buy this one tomorrow because the RSI is low. All the signals are there for that one on Sia. Where do I expect it to go to? At least to this pop here. This is clearly a massive whale with a sell order at this point, which is an 100% gain. And then to the all-time high is 1,900%. So can't complain there. Now, Arweave does the exact same thing as Sia Coin. Decentralized file storage. It's just that the all-time high gain on this was a little bit different. The 200-day moving average isn't as close though. Oh no, this one was the one with lower. So yeah, Arweave won't get as much gains. But I think
that means it didn't drop as much.
Yeah, it didn't drop as much. And this is where I think this might do better than Sia Coin, because this is getting integrated into actual blockchains more.
Arweave is getting much more hype than
Sia. Yeah, way more hype. And then Filecoin, again, look at this amazing support line on it. I think the all-time high on this one was like $500. And again, does the same thing as Arweave and Sia Coin. Yeah, so right now it's around $4. And the all-time high is 5,000% away.
Wow.
So this one, this one for me, you just got to pay attention to it. And again, look at where this moving average is right now. This is screaming, literally, it could start running from tomorrow. So this is why, I'm going to rank these by how important I think they are. So it was SIA, and then what was the other one? Energy Web. Cash, I think was the other one. Okay, and then last couple, we'll just finish off on Live Peer. Live Peer pretty flat for now.
I mean, it does look quite nice. The triple bar.
Yeah, the support here.
Yeah.
Yeah, super clear. It doesn't look like it's going below there. It looks like that's clearly the bottom on this. 200 is here, bit of a way away. The algorithm gap on this, though, the algorithm is suggesting 18 on this. So from here to where the algorithm is suggesting, that's 230% gain.
That's very nice.
And then if you got in from the moving average up to where the algorithm is suggesting 184. So you're losing out on like 40%, but it's a little bit more of a safer strategy. Let me just see if there's any other streamers. Yep, this one's already started running. You can see. So this pattern is what I'm expecting from all of the others. Not that one.
I mean, because all these coins have been going sideways for so long. The channels and the supports they've created.
Crazy. And then this one, RSI is really high, but it has cracked over the 200 moving average. So this one's good. I'm going to use as an early indicator because the RSI is really high. Now, if the RSI cools down and it doesn't go below the 200 moving average and it bounces off it, that's going to suggest that's what a lot of the other projects are going to do as well. So keep an eye out for that one. Yeah, Foam's all-time high is pretty crazy from launch. Let's just do it from the base. Yeah.
Wow. So it ICO'd at.
Yeah, that's an insane. Now I remember why this is on the watch list. Because if that goes anywhere near that all-time high, I don't think it will.
I don't think it will.
But
I feel like there's a lot of these coins that literally ICO'd and just dropped.
Yeah, massively.
Well, I mean, it's a strong buy on free trade.
Yeah.
No, not strong buy. A good buy.
And then we'll finish off on Demo.
Oh, it's a little baby one. It's a new one.
Yeah, it's quite new. Don't know why this one made it into the shortlist, but it did. But yeah, that is our quick bit of technical analysis. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you took value. Remember, do your own research. This is not financial advice.